Welcome to another edition of The Naked Truth. My name is Ramon Roan.
My name is John Singletary.
And this is being brought to you by Judicial Freedom Riders. You can find us on the World Wide Web at www.jfrinc.org. Our mission, John, is to reform our justice system.
That's right.
Well, we have some problem with the justice system.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
A big problem with the justice system. Today's topic is border security. John, our southern border, and we know we got a problem with both borders. I agree with that, north and southern, but my issue is really the southern border and the amount of traffic that's coming across that border. We know that drugs, I haven't heard, it might be tunnels coming from Canada to our country, but they got tunnels. We're not talking about just like, they're sophisticated tunnels with rails in there. And we're now rails and elevators coming from southern border into the United States at warehouses. And they're shipping all kinds of stuff out of there.
That tells me that there's someone higher up who's aware of it. You've got rails. Rails are made of metal.
Mm-hmm.
You've got metal detectors. There's no possible way that if they didn't want to detect it,
Mm-hmm.
that they could.
Right.
And so that says that, there's someone that's higher up that is aware of that situation going on.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I absolutely agree. I believe that, and I fault both parties on the issue, on the failure of securing that border. I think that we should, if we can be able to secure a border in Afghanistan or Iraq, we should be able to support. We should be able to secure our border.
If we can put a man on the moon, you can't tell me that we can't secure a border.
Hey, you can't tell me. Look here, you can't tell me we can't determine whether somebody's digging a tunnel underneath our border.
Exactly right.
And with the way the jobs are, look,
we can read a date on a dime from space.
Golly, you're right about that. Why we can't?
But you can't tell if somebody 20 feet down
Mm-hmm.
is digging a tunnel
Right.
into the United States. I can't believe that.
Well, there's for some reason, John, that we have in this country, our politicians that we elect, that have decided we are not going to enforce. We're not going to secure that border.
We always talk about securing the border. We talk about issues that are relevant and important to the everyday common person,
Mm-hmm.
the ordinary man.
Mm-hmm.
But oftentimes, for the person who has control over doing something and can do something about it, they're not looking at the same issue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a lot of money that passed back and forth at the border. A lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody's looking at the dollars and cents. They're not looking at necessarily the safety that's involved.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are going to look at the border and their issue is going to be that, they're really not concerned because the border's never been secured. They're going to say that the issue there is that they're using that in order to spend more money so that they can control it, that they can give it out in contracts and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, all of a sudden now the border's an issue. When previously, even though it might have been an issue, it didn't get the coverage and the propaganda that it gets now.
Well, it was an issue for many people a long time ago, and that's why in
But nowhere near, we don't talk about the border issue nowhere near like we talk about it now.
No, because of the fact that we didn't experience 9/11, but in 1984, I think it was, Reagan gave amnesty to the Democrats, and for them, and it was that he would give this amnesty to I think 2 or 5 million, and we would secure the border, but the border was never secured. And that's that's the issue. I'm not blaming the Democrats on being Republicans.
Secure from what? Our threats that happened 9/11 didn't come from the border.
No, it sure didn't. It didn't. Look,
we had
if somebody broke
jobs leave the United States going up north to Canada as we have going down.
Yeah, but we're not talking about
Okay.
I'm talking about the security of this country. And what I'm saying is that if somebody broke through your door in your house, right? You can fix the door. But you're not gonna leave the window open.
No.
All right, so we understand that the 9/11 or hijackers of 9/11 didn't come through the southern border. All right, so we ought to secure how they came in, but we ought to secure those places that are deficient in security.
Okay.
You know, so
I agree.
You know, that's all I'm saying. I just don't want.
I think that the border issue has to do a whole lot with a whole lot more than just security.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Hold up.
On what you're talking on why they don't secure it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And not only why they don't secure it, but like our next segment that deals with voting. I believe that the border is closely tied to voting.
Well, I think the board. Well, yeah, I go along with that. I go along with that. You know, so I guess that we are on the same page on the border then.
Yeah.
You don't think it should be you think it should be secure too?
I think that it should be secured, of course. Anytime you have open border situation and you want to know who's in your country, who's coming in, who's leaving out, then there needs to be some security there. But for the reasons that some people want to secure it, you know, now when you take a look at a lot of businesses, they freely want people to come across the border in order to be able to use cheap labor, whether it's through picking crop, whether it's through construction, but yet then they don't want to give the benefit of being able to vote.
Well, the problem is that, you know, I have no problem in securing the border and those people who want to come in for those quote unquote cheap labor to have work permits. But we can't even do that because we don't have a secure border. And there are many people that want to institute the work permit, allowing them to come in here legally and underneath the work permit, you work and then you work for a period of time and you want to go back and forth, it's okay, but you got a work permit to come here. But we don't even have that.
I don't particularly agree with the work permit situation, and the reason is because
you're a Democrat?
I am. But for this reason, when I say I'm a Democrat, what I mean is that I've got my own independent thoughts on everything.
Right.
So I'm not slave to any party.
Well, I don't know now. You know, Democrats, they do like slaves. But go ahead, John.
But when it comes to the work permit, when we've got an unemployment rate as high as it is, and we're allowing wholesale people to come in, when we have people here in America that are trainable, but it's only because greed is good for businesses that we want to use cheap labor, then I've got a problem with that, because after a while, who's going to buy your product? What they need to do is they need to hire the people that are already here in America, rather than allowing people to come in wholesale from any border.
But they're still coming in. I'm just saying that at least you have a control over it. We need to have control over it, and the work permit is allowing, first you secure the border, and those employers who can't find,
secure the border and drive the unemployment rate down with the people we already have.
We already have, yeah, I go along with that, you know, because our unemployment rate is a problem, you know,
it's not like we have a shortage of people.
No.
We have an overabundance of greed that wants to underutilize.
Well, Michael Douglas said greed is good.
Oh, that was a movie. That was a movie. But, you know, we also saw, what's his name, 15 Years a Slave. Or 7 years a slave. 12 years a slave. That was a movie too.
Yeah, so it's Django too.
Yeah, so we don't go just on the movie.
But we kind of like Django.
Yeah, Django was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this has been another edition of The Naked Truth. And we hope that you subscribe to this video and subscribe to our channel, John Singletary and Ramon Roan, as we bring you more topics of this. Please comment on this video and check out our other videos as we look to perform our mission, and that is to bring fairness to our justice system. John?
Make sure you sign on www.jfrinc.org, join us, and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.